Many business owners and CFOs mention getting several emails per week or even per day from groups asking if they want to sell their company or if they have an exit strategy. I'm Nicole Kiriakopoulos at PC Investment Bankers, and today we're going to discuss if these emails are something that you should consider or something you should delete. So you're probably wondering, how did these parties get your information and why are they reaching out to you? Well, typically it's because your business is in high demand and they're on a mission to find companies such as yours. These senders will use data searches based on size, geography, and industry. And so that's how they've typically gotten your information and are reaching out to you. The groups sending these emails can be bucketed into 4 different categories. The first are strategic buyers and competitors. Second would be financial buyers. Third are high net worth individuals and family offices. And last would be investment bankers, brokers, and intermediaries. So strategic buyers and competitors are companies that are within your same industry. They're typically looking for companies to acquire based on a geography they're looking to enter. Could be adding a new product or service, or they could be looking to add employees to their existing business. Sometimes a strategic buyer or competitor could be looking to acquire you just because you are a competitor and looking to, in essence, eliminate a competition. Another sender of these emails are the financial buyer. The financial buyer can include venture capital, private equity, and investment bankers. The most common of these 3 would be private equity. They're typically looking to execute a buy and build strategy where they're buying a company, could be yours, or it could be another company that they already have as their platform investment. And then they look for add-ons to grow that into something bigger so that they can eventually exit at a higher value than what they started with. The third group is family offices and high net worth individuals. This group is very similar to private equity groups and take on the same goals and objectives as a private equity group. They typically have a longer holding period though than private equity, but some of them are also investors in private equity groups, so very similar in nature. One thing to note about family offices and high net worth individuals is sometimes they're looking to take on a CEO position if they make an acquisition into a company. The last group that these emails could come from are intermediaries, investment bankers, and brokers. Investment bankers are registered with FINRA and can take on larger transactions and offer different services that intermediaries and brokers can't. With an investment banker, they typically will reach out because they are representing a buy-side client, which means they've been hired by someone to go out and find companies to acquire. And that means that your company has been one that fits what their client is potentially looking for. They also represent what they call sell-side clients, where they're finding companies such as yours that are in an industry that are in high demand, and they feel that they have a list of buyers for your business. So private equity is the most prevalent as far as someone sending these emails. It could be the private equity group themselves, or it could be somebody that is reaching out on behalf of the private equity group that is looking to get a commission from the private equity group if they find a company for them to purchase. As far as which group is best, only you can decide that. And what you can do to help you decide that is reach out to an investment banker. An investment banker can help you sort through all the different groups and personalities and understand your goals and objectives for an exit and help you achieve exactly what you're looking for. Some of these emails are junk email, in fact. Those are hard to tell though, because some of them could sound like they know your company and what you potentially are looking for, and actually that they have a buyer. They might have a buyer, but it might not be relevant to your company because they don't know enough about your company. For example, I had an HVAC client that I was representing on the sell side. They were a commercial HVAC company, heavy in construction. And I got a call from my client, said, hey, I found the buyer. They just emailed me. They want to pay me, this price, and it's exactly what I want. Please call them. I think we're done. And I reached out to them, and come to find out it was someone that had been engaged by a private equity group in order to find companies to acquire. But ultimately, the private equity group behind it was looking for residential HVAC companies that had zero construction. So they were not interested in my client at all. So then I had to make the disappointing phone call to my client, explain that we, in fact, had not found the buyer, and this was just a fishing expedition for somebody looking to earn a commission. So those are examples of companies that might not know you or your business, and that's why it's also important to talk to an investment banker, because we are very well versed in the different groups out there and can tell which emails could be worthwhile to pursue and which ones you do want to ignore. On the other hand, if you see that the email is from an investment banker, those could be interesting to respond to, because an investment banker will only be reaching out if they have a client that specifically is looking for your company or one that's exactly like your company. An investment banker could also have a list of buyers and your company matches the description of what those buyers are looking for, and they could run a sell-side process for you. While these unsolicited emails can be annoying and another thing that you have to look at and decide if you want to delete or respond, it's also a good indication that your company could be in demand and is an industry that buyers are looking for right now. If you have ever even thought about exploring the possibility of selling your company or what you're going to do as far as your exit strategy, now would be the time to reach out to an investment banker so they can help you decide the next path forward for your company. Thanks for watching our video today. If you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe to our channel.